All right, hi everyone. I hope you're all travelling well in this difficult, unusual time of COVID. Some good news from Melbourne in the last week with numbers starting to come down and into the low 100s. Today I'm going to touch on COVID again, just a couple of issues around that. I want to talk about how we've gone in the financial year and the corporate plan that is approved for next year, so in terms of our budgets and programs. And then I'm going to wrap up and actually hand over to Matt Scott, who'll give you a bit of an update on what's happening in the finance and IT team. So yeah, good news with numbers coming down in Melbourne. And while we can be optimistic about some reductions in restrictions, I think soon, the restrictions on travel and wearing a mask is going to be a fact of life for quite some time. We're in this for the long haul, I think, probably until a vaccine is readily available, so we could be talking 12 months or more. So what we're doing now is really likely to be the same in the near future. We've tried hard during the year to give everybody certainty by all programs going, no stopping, full steam ahead, and apart from some contractors who've unfortunately been restricted by COVID and unable to complete projects, all programs and all projects have continued as normal, and we've had a big year in the capital works program. So we've been battered around by fires and water quality and COVID. We've provided some relief to our customers in terms of rebates, and while it has been full steam ahead, it's pleasing for me that despite all that I think we can say we've done our absolute best to support each other and to support the community of East Gippsland. So we've taken a bit of pain in terms financially. We've tried to provide some relief to our customers, and as we get to the end of the financial year just finished, we actually made a loss of about 1.3 million. Our debt has increased by 3.5 million. That's to support our capital works program. And while that's not great, I think in the scheme of things that's a reasonable amount of pain, or certainly we're far better off than many other people and organisations. We've had our corporate plan approved, and that's by government, and we got the final approval last week. So again, our board and I and the executive are very keen that we just keep moving forward to give people certainty around projects and wages and keep investing money back into the community. So our corporate program for next year is just as ambitious, a similar capital works program. We'll be continuing to invest in vulnerable assets, and as I've mentioned before, there's a significant project to desludge the Bairnsdale wastewater treatment plant, which is about a $4 or $5 million project, so that's quite a big activity for us. The corporate plan is available. It's actually on the intranet for you to go and have a look at. I'd encourage you to do that. It just highlights our programs are really around the same as previously, around your safety, community safety, investment in the community, vulnerable assets, climate change, water resources. So all of the same things, we're just moving forward. I just want to wrap up by saying all the best. I hope, as always, that if you have any concerns, any anxiety around what's going on with COVID, you need some assistance with either your IT, your office support in terms of having a safe workplace, or you're just anxious and needing someone to talk to, please do that. Please talk to someone you trust. Talk to other people in the team, your manager, and wherever we can, we're here to support you. So all the best again. Talk to you next time. Now I'm going to hand over to Matt Scott, who's going to fill you in with some of the things that are happening in the finance and IT team. So all the best. Bye.
Thanks, Steve. Firstly, I'd just like to introduce myself in case we haven't met. My name's Matthew Scott. I'm the Executive Manager of Business and Chief Financial Officer at East Gippsland Water, and I've been with the business nearly 17 years. My role oversees the functions of the finance, the IT, SCADA and procurement areas of the business, and I'd just like to take a couple of minutes to run through some projects we have on the go. Firstly, from the finance team's point of view, we're involved in a current stock and inventory project with the help of Ops and the water treatment team, and we're looking at streamlining the stock and inventory processes we have in place to minimise waste and get some good processes around there, so people know what stock is in our system, and that can be managed accordingly to ensure that we have the critical spares as we need them. Early signs are pretty positive, and I'm hoping in 6 to 8 months we should have a good outcome in that project. From the IT space, I think I'll just take this opportunity to welcome Peter Reefman to our team. Peter's started Monday week ago with Ollie in the system development area, and I think that will help Ollie roll out a number of projects he's got on the go that he hopes to get out by Christmas. A couple of them include a valve maintenance program, the upgrade of Conquest to the latest version, the rollout of our lean safety dashboard that's been developed, and a couple other minor projects that Ollie's had in the wings that now with Peter on board he'll be able to move forward with and get them out, and hopefully people can benefit from them. From a SCADA point of view, there's a lot of work happening at the moment, rolling our devices across to the 4G communications network. Telstra are phasing out their current 3G, so we're looking at getting all that across to the 4G network as soon as possible. That's keeping the guys pretty busy. Also in the SCADA area, we've applied for some funding, $250,000. The idea behind that funding grant is to build some communications infrastructure that I guess if we ever have another disaster like we had with the fires of 6 to 8 months ago, our communication systems will have some redundancy built into them, so if the Telstra network goes down, we'll still be able to maintain communication with our critical sites in this, when an emergency hits. So fingers crossed we get that funding. The guys are keen to get that infrastructure up and built, so we should find out in the next 3 or 4 weeks whether or not we're successful. And the last area I would like to cover is our procurement area, where there's been a real lot of work happen in the last 18 months to 2 years, especially with Marianne coming on board. I know that some of the new requirements are might seem quite onerous, but and not as easy as in the past when you could just go and grab a contractor and raise a purchase order. But the the movement in procurement was required for the business. It's a compliance requirement, and it's also delivering some substantial savings to the business in the form of, you look at our slushing costs, our grounds maintenance costs, our costs to hire out desludging contractors, our plumbing supplies, even our equipment, uniform and PPE equipment. We're seeing significant savings there that we can reinvest in the business to maintain services, but also keep prices as low as possible to our customers. So thanks to everyone for your good work, and please keep it up. We're seeing the benefits. So that's it for me. If you have any queries on any of those projects or anything to do with the business team, please contact me directly, or any member of the team will be able to help you. And please stay safe, look after each other in the current working and living environments we're in, and all the very best. Cheers.